Many people around the world believe that when Muslims are forced to leave their home countries, they naturally move to other Muslim lands. This belief feels simple and logical. Same faith, similar traditions, familiar customs, and shared religious values. It seems natural to assume that the Middle East would be the safest place for Muslim immigrants. But when we look closely at real migration patterns, a very different truth appears. Millions of Muslim immigrants are not moving toward the Middle East instead. They are risking long and dangerous journeys to reach Europe. This confuses many people and often leads to anger, debate, and misunderstanding. Why would someone leave a Muslim country and choose to live in a place with different language, different laws, and different social values? Stay with this video until the end, because the real reason is not religion, comfort, or money. It is about safety, dignity, and the future. Across Europe, Muslim communities have grown slowly and quietly over many years. They live in large cities, small towns, and even villages. Children attend public schools, learn local languages, and grow up surrounded by new cultures. Parents work ordinary jobs and try to build stable lives. Mosques exist near churches, markets, and homes. This reality did not appear suddenly. It developed over decades through struggle, sacrifice, and survival. Europe did not become home by accident. It became home because it offered something many other regions did not. It offered the possibility of staying without fear of sudden removal. Migration is rarely a free choice. People do not leave their homes easily. They leave because staying becomes dangerous or impossible. War destroys safety. Violence destroys peace. Hunger destroys hope. Corruption destroys trust. When people flee, they are not searching for luxury or comfort. They are searching for stability. They are searching for a place where life can continue. This is the foundation of every migration decision. To understand why Europe becomes the destination, we must first look at how migration began in the modern world. After large wars, Europe faced deep damage. Cities were destroyed. Millions of people had died. The workforce was weak. Factories could not function properly. Roads and homes needed rebuilding. European governments needed workers and looked beyond their borders. They invited people from nearby regions and former colonies. Many of these workers were Muslims from North Africa, Turkey, South Asia, and parts of the Middle East. At the beginning, these workers were never expected to stay. They were invited as temporary labor. Governments believed they would work for a short period and then return home. Housing was basic. Rights were limited. Society believed this system was controlled and temporary. But life does not always follow plans. Workers stayed longer. Families joined them. Children were born. Temporary work slowly turned into permanent life. Communities formed. Shops opened. Social networks developed. Mosques appeared. Europe slowly became home, even though no one planned it that way. As the years passed, migration changed again. People were no longer moving only for work. Wars spread across regions. Governments collapsed. Violence and fear forced millions to flee their homes. Families carried children across borders. People left behind houses, memories, and everything familiar. They were not choosing Europe because it was easy. They were choosing Europe because it felt like the only place where survival was possible. This is where the difference between Europe and the Middle East becomes clear. Many Middle Eastern countries are wealthy. They have modern cities, strong economies, and shared religious identity. On the surface, they look like the perfect destination. But their systems treat migrants very differently. In much of the Middle East, migrants are welcomed as workers, not as future members of society. They are allowed to work, but not to belong. Their legal status depends entirely on their job. If the job ends, their right to stay often ends as well. This creates constant fear. A worker can live in a country for many years and still remain a guest. They may help build cities, clean homes, and support the economy, yet never gain permanent rights. Children born there usually do not receive citizenship. Families live knowing that their future can disappear overnight. For someone fleeing war, This level of uncertainty feels unbearable. Europe offers something different. In many European countries, migrants can apply for long-term residency. Over time, they may apply for citizenship. The process can be slow and difficult, but it exists. This single difference changes everything. Citizenship means protection. Citizenship means rights. Citizenship means belonging. It means that your life cannot be erased with one decision. For families, this difference is life-changing. Parents think about their children. They think about education, healthcare, safety, and the future. Europe offers systems that allow people to rebuild slowly. Children can attend school. Medical care exists. Support systems help families during difficult periods. These systems are not perfect, but they exist. In many Middle Eastern countries, support is tied directly to employment. If work stops, everything stops. Healthcare ends. Housing becomes uncertain. Education becomes difficult. One lost job can destroy an entire family's life. This creates fear and pressure. People do not migrate for luxury. They migrate for peace of mind. Law also plays an important role. In Europe, laws apply to everyone. Migrants have access to courts. They can appeal decisions. They can seek protection. The system may be slow, but it is visible and structured. In many Middle Eastern countries, migrants have limited legal power. Employers often hold control. Complaints can lead to punishment. Speaking out can result in removal. This imbalance leaves migrants vulnerable. This difference shapes every decision migrants make. This difference in law and security slowly shapes how migrants see the world around them. When people are forced to leave their homes, they do not only look for a place to survive today. They look for a place where tomorrow still exists. They look for a country where rules are written clearly and where those rules apply to everyone. Europe offers this sense of structure, even when life is difficult. The Middle East often does not offer the same certainty for migrants. Another powerful reason people choose Europe is the idea of belonging. Belonging is not only about religion. It is about being accepted as part of society. In many European countries, migrants can slowly become part of the nation. They can learn the language, follow the laws, and over time gain the same legal identity as everyone else. This possibility matters deeply to people who have already lost everything once in much of the Middle East. Belonging is not something that can be earned. Citizenship is often based on blood, family, or tribe. Migrants may live their entire lives in a country and still be seen as outsiders. They may work, pay fees, and raise children there, yet never truly belong. This reality creates a quiet pain that grows over generations. Children feel this pain the most in Europe. Children of migrants often grow up feeling connected to the country where they live. They attend local schools, speak the local language, and form friendships with people from different backgrounds. Over time, many of them become full citizens. They can vote, work freely, and participate in public life. This gives them confidence and a sense of ownership over their future. In many Middle Eastern countries, children of migrants grow up knowing there is a limit to their future. No matter how well they perform in school or how hard they work, they may never be accepted fully. This creates frustration, sadness, and a feeling of being stuck. Parents see this and understand what it means for their children's lives. Healthcare is another important factor in Europe. Healthcare systems are usually available to everyone living in the country. Migrants may struggle at first, but access exists. Families can visit doctors, receive treatment, and care for their children without constant fear of cost or rejection. This gives families peace of mind, especially those who have already suffered trauma. In many Middle Eastern countries, healthcare is tied to employment. If a job ends, access can end too. Serious illness can quickly become a disaster. Families live knowing that one health problem could destroy everything they have built. For people fleeing war or violence, this risk feels too high. Education also shapes migration choices. Europe offers public education to children, including those from migrant families. Schools become places where children learn not only subjects, but also how society works. Education opens doors to jobs and independence. Parents value this deeply, even when they struggle with language and culture themselves. In the Middle East, education for migrant children often depends on money or special permission. Many families cannot afford private schooling. Children may grow up without proper education, limiting their future. Parents see Europe as a place where education is a right, not a privilege. Work opportunities also differ. In Europe, migrants often start with low-paying jobs. Life can be hard. But over time, opportunities exist to move forward. Skills can be learned. Careers can change. Legal protections exist for workers. This creates hope, even when the beginning is painful. In the Middle East, migrant work is often limited to specific roles. Movement between jobs can be restricted. Power lies heavily with employers. This traps many people in difficult situations with little chance to improve their lives. Another factor is family life. In Europe, families can stay together. Laws allow spouses and children to reunite. This matters deeply to people who have already experienced separation and loss. Family unity gives strength and emotional support. In many Middle Eastern countries, family reunification can be difficult or impossible for migrant workers. People may spend years separated from loved ones. This creates loneliness and emotional pain that money cannot fix. Cultural challenges exist everywhere. Europe is not perfect. Muslim migrants face discrimination, misunderstanding, and sometimes hostility. Cultural differences can be painful. Public debates about faith and identity can feel harsh. Many people struggle to balance their traditions with new social expectations. But even with these challenges, Europe still offers something unique. It offers a path forward that is written into law. It offers a future that can slowly be built. Middle Eastern countries, despite shared faith, often do not offer this path. Politics also influences migration choices. Many Middle Eastern governments fear large permanent migrant populations. They worry about identity, balance, and control. Keeping migrants temporary feels safer to them. Europe, by contrast, has legal systems that allow integration. Even when public opinion is divided, this difference is not about kindness or cruelty. It is about how systems were designed. Europe was built to absorb newcomers over time. The Middle East was built to use temporary labor. This design shapes every decision migrants make. When people flee danger, they do not ask where faith is shared. They ask where life can continue without fear. They ask where their children can grow without limits. They ask where tomorrow feels possible. This is why Europe becomes the destination for millions of Muslim immigrants.